Are we supposed to believe that the United States government or the Israeli government actually cares when Americans are killed or when innocent civilians are killed? When both governments will willingly kill their own citizens or other innocent civilians whenever it fits them?
An estimated 150 people kidnapped by Hamas are still being held hostage. Israel continues bombing from the air and preparing now for a possible ground offensive to end the terror from Hamas.
Here are the latest numbers. At least
Right, because killing a bunch of innocent people will end terrorism, and it's not terrorism in itself.
1,200 killed in Israel. That includes 22 Americans, 17 Americans still listed as missing, and 1,100 people have been killed in the attacks on Gaza.
Wow. So the Israeli government, who claims to be the good guys, has killed 1,100 people in Gaza. I wonder how many kids they killed.
Jersey Governor Murphy confirming today that 20-year-old Itay Glisko is among those killed. He was serving in the army in Israel. We're going to begin our coverage tonight with Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan. Jim.
Liz, we are still learning about the depth of the viciousness, the cruelty of the Hamas attack on Saturday. Children burned, soldiers beheaded, women raped and murdered. Israel has answered.
I wonder why people don't feel this way when the Israeli government does this same. When the Israeli government kills innocent people, the US government or the US media isn't as quick to chastise the Israeli government for their crimes.
Raining missiles down on Gaza and promising a punishing ground invasion. War rages, and so many will die before the fury in the Middle East is sated.
Yeah, a lot of innocent Palestinian civilians are going to be killed by the Israeli government because they think just a widespread punishment of everybody is what it takes to end terrorism.
In Ashkelon, near Israel's border with Gaza, there is little left beyond the anguish and horror of families, of children attacked by Hamas.
They're not warriors, they're not soldiers. They're young women, young babies and Holocaust survivors and handicaps.
They gathered our families into rooms and exterminated them like insects. They beheaded our babies. They took mothers and their babies, elderly grandparents, among them Holocaust survivors, to Gaza as hostages.
And
Why do they care so much about like their own kids being killed, but when it's a Palestinian kid being killed, a lot of these right-wing Israeli people in the government are totally okay with them being killed by the Israeli military. And it happens a lot where the Israeli military will kill a kid for like throwing a rock at a tank or uh, arrest a kid for no reason.
survivors only now well enough to recount their stories of the attack.
It was animal slaughter. It's like they take all the animals to one place and shoot them all.
This man was with his girlfriend when the Hamas gunmen stormed a music festival.
I tried to catch her with my hand and it was sleeping, and I think she tackled the terrorist, and he shot her dead from point blank.
Hello, Joe.
Israel's prime minister today spoke by phone with President Biden, the full horror of Saturday only now coming into grim focus.
It's only gotten worse. They took dozens of children.
Benjamin Netanyahu, a dude who is being investigated for fraud and bribery. Yeah, have Biden support this dude. That doesn't show that Biden supports like fascism and like bribery and stuff.
Bound them up, burned them, and executed them. They beheaded soldiers.
All this is.
I wonder how Benjamin Netanyahu feels about the Israeli military killing people in the media, because the Israeli military has done that.
The war continues, with Israel striking targets in Gaza and Hamas launching rockets towards Israel.
So blowing up a bunch of buildings where there could be innocent people is totally okay because the Israeli government are the good guys. That's not something a terrorist group does.
Never a paradise. This is Gaza now, a post-apocalyptic hellscape, the rubble bathed in ash and blood and hopelessness. I got married this year, this man says. What did I do? I never fired a rocket. Gaza will take 5 years just to raise its head after this woman says. And then what? More wars.
Yeah, no one is talking about the innocent Palestinian people that are suffering because the Israeli government wants to wipe out every single Palestinian and commit a genocide. Their war with Hamas is just an excuse for that. And it's like disgusting how they're supported. The Israeli government is like wholly supported by like a lot of nations in the international community, especially the United States.
The devastation, the death is haunting. Haneen Okal from Union County, New Jersey, was visiting when the war started and now cannot get out.
They say we're gonna get you, but we don't hear anything from them. We all wanna get out of here.
A Hamas official, Ali Baraka, said in an interview aired on Al Jazeera today that Hamas had been planning Saturday's attack for 2 years, training for the attack. He said Hamas was hoping Israel would think they were working to govern Gaza rather than planning so brutal and murderous an assault. Clearly it worked, as Israel was caught off guard by the 1,000 Hamas terrorists who stormed the border.
What about all the thousands of terrorist Israelis that go into Palestinian land, bulldoze their houses, kill them, and stuff like that, and settle on their lands? Like, where are the talks about that?